Ever heard of someone going to bid for contract or who is invited to a meeting to explain or put flesh to a business proposal or to explain an idea concept to maybe a different company or a brand or a business associate, what have you? And then suddenly you hear this other person was just invited to explain a business concept or to discuss a proposal, who goes on social media saying, oh, this brand stole my idea. Well, today I'll be talking about errors people normally make in the name of getting a contract, in the name of bidding for a contract or getting support to establishing whatever concept or idea they have in mind. So please stay with me. It is absolutely going to be beneficial to you. And if you know someone in that category, make sure to share this video to the person. So this is it. If a person conceives an idea generally cannot be stolen because it's a concept of the mind. It's something within the mind which is yet to be birthed. And until the point where that thing is brought alive, is birthed from this person, it still remains like an intangible. No one can touch it, no one can feel it, hence no one can steal it. It hasn't gotten to the point where people can snatch it from you because it's just an idea in your head, or better still, in your mind. And so it's not until you put it down on paper or you work at it or you establish that thing you created. If it's something that needs to go to manufacturing, you've manufactured it. It's not until you get to that stage before someone can be able to steal your idea. So in a situation you're invited to a business meeting, I'm happy for you. However, you need to be conscious of some of these things. You do not go to a business meeting without first making sure to initiate the protection of what idea you have on the table. So imagine your idea is a business and you already have a name for it, or you have a logo you intend to use for it. It's a business concept. It is important for you to take up your trademark registration ahead of this business meeting, protecting the name and protecting the element of the idea. If this idea has something to do with maybe a particular kind of app that you intend to start using, and you have developed the app, and there's something you can actually show, like an interface, the iOS and everything you need for this app to work is already ready, then you should know that you should take up minimum of copyright registration and perhaps trademark for the name of it as well. And if it's something that has to do with an invention, something you created, you're looking for partners, you're looking for some sponsors, people that can help you go to the industry to manufacture it, to duplicate the copies, and so that you can sell it in the industry, and you need help with this, no matter how desperate you are, ensure to have initiated your patent registration. It is important so that stories that touch the eye won't be heard at the end of the day. Because so many people have ignorantly gone for such meetings, tendered their ideas, put their ideas on the table, discussed at length, gave up their trade secret, gave up the integrity of their idea without protection. And that is why you see some people come on social media saying someone stole the idea. It is possible that the name can even be changed. It is possible that the concept can be tweaked to have something closely similar. But if you had registered yours, if it's a patent, for instance, your own registration of patent might be a knockout for these other companies' stolen idea of yours not to be able to register. So you need to use yours as a weapon to stop any other person from coming close. Second, please note, perhaps for any reason you have not registered or your registration is still ongoing, kindly note this is something else you can do. You can insist that all parties who will be attending this meeting with you should sign what are called a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. This is a piece of document that says the ideas, the intellectual property in whatever business concept you're about to discuss belongs to you, and you're not transferring those rights to anyone except by way of contract. And so you make it look like any person who's going to be a part of that meeting is going to sign it, and who their delegation may be, or their partners who may not be there present. And so every information you'll be sharing cannot be used elsewhere, except for the purpose of bringing that contract to being at the end of the day. So it's a way of making sure that these people who attended this meeting or who are reasonable members of this company, maybe such as the managers, the secretaries, people of high caliber in the office, do not get to use your idea without your permission. And so it is important to make sure everybody signs the non-disclosure agreement and also agree not to pass your idea to a third party without your consent. So this will help to shield you in court if anything goes wrong, such as they begin to use your idea without their permission. Thirdly, you should also be aware that because this your intellectual property is very valuable, you don't want it out there just anyhow. You should also bear in mind that apart from you taking up registration, apart from the non-disclosure agreement, you may also, before you go for such meeting, have yourself recorded, have a date for which you had produced that thing. Send yourself an email, send it back to you, send yourself an email from your own account back to you. This is like a documentary evidence to show that that thing was existing earlier before their own idea, which may have been copied from yours. In some other client, you can even send through a post office, put it in a document form, and send it to yourself through the post office so there's a stamp on it. And so when you receive it, take a picture, perhaps with the courier person who is there with you, or at least a stamp from the courier office showing that something had been delivered to you. And so keep it sealed and leave it in a safe place, just in case evidence is needed in court. This can also serve well. Then on a final note, when you have such a situation, another thing you could do is to make sure that the evidence you have produced is not something anybody can just take and run with. People can use blockchain depending on your jurisdiction, depending on where you are. People can actually put that in an archive in a safe format to say, I produced this first. This invention came from me, even though I'm going to a meeting with so persons. I'm putting myself on record, saving this information. Should this company go ahead to use without my consent? This is evidence I was the first to produce, and I was invited by them to a meeting on so date. So such information can help to go a long way to safeguard your intellectual property today and tomorrow. Thanks.